Welcome to Signature TV News Flakes. I am Charles Pius. Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has forwarded to the State House of Assembly for consideration a list of nominees for Transition Committee Chairman of the 21 local government areas of the state. This is coming in face of the persistent calls and demand by civil society organizations, stakeholders, and other non-state actors for the conduct of local government elections in the state. The list contains 14 new names, while 6 former Transition Committee chairmen are to be retained. The Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Somtochukwu Udeze, after reading the letter at plenary on Wednesday, referred it to the Chairman, Screening Committee, who is also the Deputy Speaker, Chukwuma Okoye, for further legislative action. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condemned in the strongest terms the recent outbreak of violence and subsequent breakdown of law and order at various local government council secretariats in Rivers State. Supporters of the two political factions had clashed over the tenure of local government council chairmen, which unfortunately led to the tragic death of a police officer, Inspector David Mbada, and Samuel Nwigwe, a vigilante member at Eberi Omuma in Omuma local government area. According to the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the IGP has directed the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, Olatunji Jisu, to heighten security measures across the state to prevent further violence and to institute thorough investigations into the killing of the police officer and the vigilante operative. Adejobi noted that the IG has also deployed operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team to assist the Rivers State Command in apprehending the killers of the police officer and the vigilante member.
In response to these heinous acts, the Inspector General of Police has directed the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, CP Olatunji Jisu, to heighten security measures across the state and institute thorough investigations into the killing of the police officer and the vigilante operative, as well as the general violence which erupted in the state. The Inspector General of Police has specifically deployed operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team, IRT, to assist the Rivers State Command in apprehending the killers of the police officer and the vigilante member. The IGP seriously warns individuals and groups of people who have a penchant for senseless attacks and mindless killings of police officers and other security operatives across the country to desist forthwith, as the fullest force of the law will be meted on them.
The Abia State government has approved the payment of bursary to 271 state-sponsored students in the various law schools across the country. The State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Oke Kanu, made this known during a press briefing on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House, Umuahia. He said the government, through its untiring efforts, had secured accreditation for 18 courses for Abia University, Uturu, as part of efforts to ensure that the education sector turns out better. And meanwhile, some stakeholders have called for the amendment of the Petroleum Industry Act to abolish Section 257, which criminalized an entire community when an oil facility is tampered with by any hoodlum within the area. The stakeholders, which include leaders of host communities, civil society organizations, legal and environmental activists, made the call at the 3rd edition of the Niger Delta Social Ecological Alternatives Convergence in Abuja on Wednesday. The conference, which was organized by the Health of Mother Earth Foundation, also demanded justice for people of the region for the many years of environmental degradation by oil companies. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says the average retail price of a liter of petrol increased from 238 naira 11 kobo in May 2023 to 769 naira 62 kobo in May 2024. In its Petrol Price Watch for May 2024 released in Abuja on Wednesday, NBS stated that the May 2024 price represented a 223.2% increase over the price of it recorded in May 2023. The average retail price increased by 9.75% when compared with the average price value for the month of April. The Nigeria Hunters and Forest Security Service, NHFSS, has commended Kogi government on the recruitment of 1,050 young men and women to join its fold to boost security in the state. A statement by the Commandant General of NHFSS, Dr. Joshua Ositadime, on Thursday in Abuja, said the recruitment would go a long way in helping the government's resolve to deal with the challenges of terror attacks, banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and others related criminal activities in the state. He said the state governor, Ahmed Ododo, had, through the action, demonstrated that he meant business when he recently told all criminal elements to leave the state. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, has urged concerted international efforts to resolve the conflict in war-torn Sudan after the number of displaced people in the country surpassed 10 million since fighting broke out in April of 2023. According to the latest data from the UN Agency International Organization for Migration, in June, more than 10 million people have been displaced due to the persistent conflict in this northeastern African country, with over 2 million fleeing to neighboring countries such as Chad, South Sudan, and Egypt. Data from the UN showed that the deadly clashes in Sudan have claimed more than 15,550 lives so far and have left millions of Sudanese at imminent risk of famine. And elsewhere, a Russian-American woman arrested earlier this year while visiting family in Russia went on trial for alleged treason on Thursday after authorities accused her of raising money to send to the Ukrainian army. Ksenia Karelina, who was born in Russia but had built a new life as an esthetician at a Los Angeles spa after immigrating to the United States over a decade ago, faces a sentence of 12 years to life in prison if found guilty. Her trial will be held behind closed doors, as it's customary in such cases in Russia. Treason acquittals are rare there. Heavy rainfall persisted in Bangladesh's northeast, worsening the flood situation in the Sylhet region. People in Sylhet city were seen wading through knee-deep water as thousands of houses were inundated, with one local resident describing the conditions as pathetic. The United News of Bangladesh, UNB, news agency, citing Sylhet district administration officials, said over 800,000 people were affected by the floods on Wednesday. The Bangladesh Meteorological Department said heavy rainfall would persist around Sylhet on Friday and warned of landslides around hilly areas in the region. And elsewhere, the Argentina national football team trained at Kennesaw State University in Georgia on Wednesday in preparation for their Copa America opener against Canada. Argentina's defending champions, led by Lionel Messi, will kick off their Copa America defense in Group A campaign against tournament debutant Canada on Thursday in Atlanta. The Argentinians, who won the Copa America in 2021 and the World Cup in 2022, are well versed in tournament success. They reached the Copa America finals in 2015 and 2016 and secured third place in 2019. And that's the News Flakes this hour. I'm Charles Pius. Thanks for watching.